Special guest, retired Brigadier General from the Air Force, Daniel P. Woodward, joins us now. I could talk about his career all day long. He's got the coolest career. But what you're here for today is what's called the American Battle Monuments. You're the vice chair, chairman of that. Explain what this commission is and why it's important. Just got done with Memorial Day, and in like a week and a half, it is the 80th anniversary of D-Day.
Right, right. Well, the American Battle Monuments Commission started in 1923 when America realized that trying to bring 116,000 Americans back from World War I was literally impossible.
Right.
And so the decision was made to try to stand up an organization, a federal agency that would oversee some of the cemeteries and memorials and monuments that we were going to have around the world that really are tributes to American service and sacrifice. And so it's continued now, and we are in our 101st year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So with the 80th anniversary of D-Day, the Allied invasion of Normandy coming up, this is an incredible day. The stories from that day are amazing.
Right.
What do you want people to know about that anniversary and what they can see coming up?
Yeah. Well, I think that, you know, the 50th anniversary, the 60th, the 70th, the 75th, all of those share the same types of things: a commitment to service, to sacrifice, to recognizing those people who fought and died for our country. With the 80th, the thing that sets the 80th perhaps apart a little bit is that this is probably one of those last kind of milestone years where we will be able to get a substantial number of people who actually fought there,
right,
to France. And so this year we expect 160 plus, hopefully,
wow,
actual veterans from World War II to be there, many of whom landed at D-Day. And so that's what makes it very special.
And those numbers are dwindling rapidly, so it's important. People can watch this at abmc.gov, American Battle Monuments Commission.gov. You've had a long history in the military. To be part of this commission and to see these people being honored and to hear the interest in this, what's that like, from being a Brigadier General in the Air Force to now helping these people get the recognition they deserve?
It is really humbling. I have to say, my first trip was to Belgium as a commissioner, and when you stand at a podium and you look out across 5,000 grave sites, when you walk among those fields, when you listen to in this case, the people of Belgium, but often in France, or we're all over the place, right? We have 26 cemeteries and 31 memorials, so all around the world. When you talk to the people that are closest to those locations, they truly care. And so it is a humbling experience to walk among these places in France or wherever it is and listen to the people who are close by, who remember that the current generation remembers what the past generation has told them about the service and sacrifice of Americans.
Well, especially,
so it's very humbling.
You have a long career in the military, but to hear these guys speak, it was such a different time.
Yeah.
And to get that recognition, to hear these people speak, I always find is such a treat. Even though sometimes they're long-winded and their stories are fabulous, it is important for us to remember. So this is coming up on D-Day, which is next, the anniversary of D-Day, not this Friday, but next, correct?
It's the 6th of June.
6th of June.
Right.
6th of June. And we can watch through the abmc.gov.
Right, and I encourage people to go to that website. All you have to do is put it in your search engine, ABMC, and it will bring up a whole host of information, not only about D-Day 80, but also about the various work that goes on all across the world to protect the memory of American service and sacrifice.
So fascinating. General Woodward, thanks for showing up today.
Absolutely.
I greatly appreciate your
Thanks for having me.
Look forward to the event.